A teacher is like a candle who enlightens our world by not just lighting themselves, but also by lighting other candles in the form of remarkable professionals, students, and other teachers. But only a worthy teacher can deliver education with its due right. An unworthy teacher can ruin themselves along with the students.
It is the teacher who shapes the destiny of a nation by acting as a promoter of change, manager of learning source, and a donor of knowledge. Let's see how do teachers see teaching as a profession.
Teaching as a profession, in my opinion, has a lot of facets. First of all, one must understand the dynamics of teaching and what all components teaching must have. Then it should all be transformed into profession and professionalism, which is associated with a lot of self-improvement by the teachers, modernism, use of technology and all that. So teaching as a profession now has got a lot of challenges, and like marketing, sales, supply chain, IT, electrical engineering, if now it is becoming a profession, so the teacher must fulfill all the professional requirements associated with it, number one. Number two, the most important aspect of teaching is emotional attachment and connect with the student. If due to the technology, due to the high-tech environment, that is missing, it also does not come on the definition of teaching as a profession. So, combination of technology, modernism and emotionalism is the complete definition of teaching as a profession, and one must adopt teaching as a profession.
पाकिस्तान जैसे मुल्क में रहते हुए और बीइंग मुस्लिम, सबसे बड़ा जो अलमिया है ना इस दुनिया में, वो हलाल रिस्क कमाना है। और हमारे जैसे मुल्क में मेरे ख्याल में जो चंद प्रोफेशंस बचते हैं जहाँ पर आप बड़े आराम से अपने रिस्क को हलाल कर सकते हो, उनमें से टॉप पे टीचिंग है। कोई आपसे ज़बरदस्ती या हाथ पकड़ के बेईमानी नहीं करवा सकता। ये आपकी विल है कि आप वहाँ पर अपना काम ईमानदारी से कर रहे हैं, तो आपका रिस्क हलाल हो जाता है। वैसे भी खुदाई पेशा, पढ़ाने वाला काम रब तआला का काम, और वही काम इंसान इस दुनिया पे करे जिससे मैं तो
Teaching and profession are compulsory for each and all. No one is completed without teaching is not completed without skill, and skill is not completed without learning.
The teacher is definitely a social worker. It is he who builds up a progressive society by including ethical values in the students. So how do the teachers play their role in shaping the students for their future? Let's see.
I can't comment specifically because this is a very generalized question, but there are many personal efforts also, many organizational efforts also, due to which the teachers are coming and have come up to the standards of modern days requirements of the students. But it depends upon, like universities or any institution, that how much investment they are making in teachers' development, because in my opinion, student development comes after. Teachers' development has to be invested first.
No, all the teachers presently are not capable to teach them according to the requirement of this tech era, when the changes are very rapid and each and everything is updated and changes rapidly. So the enhancement of teacher knowledge is of crucial importance.
I think as we say that पांच उंगलियां बराबर नहीं होती, so I'm not saying that everyone is as capable as the other one. So I think the difference lies between every individual. That if let's say one individual is capable enough, but the second one is not capable enough, there's a difference between both. But I think that when a person gets the responsibility or becomes responsible to teach, I think he or she grooms his or herself before teaching that. I think that someone has some ability, so that's why he becomes a teacher.
Students are tested at every level of their education, but are the teachers tested when they start in their job? Let's see.
In fact, there was no test at that time, just the interview. That was very comprehensive interview in which the whole selection board was taking the interview of the participant or the teacher who is going to be there. But now in our university there is again a system in which the first exam is conducted, that is online exam. After qualifying that exam, then university is hiring the teachers.
For this job, no. For this job at university, no. I haven't given any test, taken any test, and the reason was because this it was of the assistant professor. So that's why at the assistant professor level you can say that there's no such type of the test in Pakistan, right? So if the level is of the lecture, or then there is a test, but not in the assistant professor.
Being appointed as a teacher, as a lecturer, I think at the university level there is no such test in Pakistan nowadays because of a number of applicants. So there is a test for general scrutinization, a GRE test, which is being conducted in the university. But before that, there was no test.
Training is the practice in order to bring to the desired standard of behavior and efficiency. Training is the cause to grow in desired direction. So do the teachers think that training can improve their teaching skills?
Yeah, of course, the standard of the teaching and the skill is always improved by the training, enhancements of the knowledge, different courses. These are of the crucial importance. Whenever there is the change, because trends are changing, hence the update of the knowledge and the new skill are always introduced, and they are always required to be coped in order to enhance and update the knowledge.
Exactly, training always improves the standard of teaching or standard of anything. definitely, if there is a comprehensive program for teachers that can improve the level of confidence among the teachers, as new technologies they are incorporating in the society, and with the latest equipment, like that in the previous, if you go 10 years back, there was no use of the multimedia, but now the latest techniques, PowerPoint, presentation, online system, these systems are incorporated in the teaching level. So definitely we should incorporate such training for the teachers that will help in refreshing their syllabi as well as their mindset.
Why not? I told you, testing is the basic thing. Like students, no student is tested by the aptitude that you have an aptitude of engineering or a human resource management or marketing, and we are bearing the brunt that 50% students are joining the wrong professions against and contrary to their personalities. Same goes for the teachers. Teachers think that, okay, we have no profession, other profession to join, okay, become a teacher, one thing. Secondly, just because of excitement and good money, okay, become a teacher. So if the teacher is not tested, then quality standards cannot be maintained. Any person who wish to be a teacher can become a teacher and ultimately can harm thousands of students. So there should be a standard, a testing criteria for the teachers, and then evaluation criteria, and then it should be supported and augmented by constant teacher development.
Because we people, even public and also especially the government, is not paying much more attention to the education. If you go abroad, they are maximum budget is consumed on the education. But unfortunately, nowadays, if you are watching on the Jio Super or Jio, so there is one of the comparison which they are giving in between Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Right? They are giving that they are progressing in education very rapidly as compared to Pakistan. Similarly in Bangladesh. But why we people are lagging behind because we are not investing the money on education, and that's why we are getting back and back and back.
This is because the system is not in this case very effective and successful. The reason is our government is not expending the huge amount of money, whatever is required. Very little amount is spent on the education, while the most part is spending on defensive or other on the political activities. The requirement is, the basic need is spend a large portion of your budget on the education, which is not done by the government.
I think that when you talk about ISSP or CSS, I think those persons become some sort of army officers or bureaucrats, and they have to be more in touch with the politics. And I think that in teaching there is no role of politics, so I don't think so that there should be some tests like ISSP. But one thing that I like that they have some sort of analytical portion in their exams. So this portion basically tells about the, or simply analyzes the capability or the mind of the student over there. So I think that this portion should be included while you're interviewing or while you're doing test. I think other things are not as such important for the teachers to be assessed or to be evaluated.
Every professionist wants his child to be like that. Do the teachers think in the same way? Would they encourage their children to be a teacher like them?
Why not? I I would love him to be a teacher, because the thing which I have got in this training and teaching profession is beyond explanation. But if you properly fulfill all the criteria, if you create that environment, only then.
Trends are now have been changed. I can't force my child to be a teacher. He is open, he has the open field there, he or she wants to be trained by him or herself. I will not force.
Depends. I think that the children should first be given liberty that what profession do they want to join. But I'm satisfied with myself, so I will be glad if my parents, if my children will like to pursue that profession as well. Because it's a noble profession and it's the profession of our prophets, means Ambiya ka profession, means convey karna, tabligh karna. So I think that if you have some knowledge, you should have to communicate it to other students or to other individuals.
Children are like gender friends and teacher act as a support. So how do the students see teaching as a profession?
Well, in my personal opinion, teaching is a very noble profession as far as the youngsters is concerned and the development of nation is concerned. Teaching is, as far as I can think, teaching is not only a professional field, it's related to the betterment of the nation's youngsters, and the teachers, they not only have to be concerned with the syllabus or the curriculum. They should be, their task should be to build the character of the students. To teach them the ethics and along with the studies.
Well, teaching, I think, is a very good profession, highly regarded among people over here who know about this profession, the core of this profession.
Teaching is a beautiful profession. Obviously, you get to communicate with so many students every day, and you get to see so many different kind of perspectives of students. So I think it's a beautiful profession, but if the teachers took it that way, not just as a mean of getting income, and that's what our teachers see today. So I think that's perfect. Teaching as a profession is perfect.
Should I? No. Can I? No. Teachers hold a key position on the whole infrastructure of education. Great responsibility lies on the shoulder of a teacher in helping the students to help themselves in the complex world. So, how does teachers play their role to build the students' interest in the subject and help them to face this complex world?
Yes, definitely. Actually, if you see most of teachers, especially if they're in this institution, very directly say, they suck at what they're doing. So they seriously need to learn what they're teaching, and especially all they have is a degree. They do not even have complete knowledge of their subject. First of all, they need to have complete knowledge of the subject, and secondly, they need to learn how to communicate that knowledge, how to drill that information into the mind of their students. They need to actually get into the shoes of their students and need to know how to teach them. So definitely, they need to learn the art of it, and especially the teachers of the institutions of Pakistan, especially.
So obviously important, because if he fails to do so, that student will not be able to be very good in that department, which is, for example, I'm from CS department, and if our teacher fails to teach me well CS, then I will fail to do anything. I will fail to do what I am doing.
ऐसी बात है कि अगर हम थोड़ा सा गौर करें कि हम 5 घंटे की तफरी कर सकते हैं। हम 5 घंटे की तफरी हम इसलिए करते हैं कि हमारा उसमें दिलचस्पी ले रहे होते हैं उसमें। अगर हम एक सब्जेक्ट में दिलचस्पी नहीं होगी तो ठीक है, टीचर 1 घंटा आएगा, SB में 3 घंटे पढ़ा देगा, SSC में 1.5 घंटे पढ़ा देगा, उसके बाद हम घर जाके नहीं पढ़ेंगे। तो टीचर का ये एक बुनियादी फ़र्ज़ होना चाहिए कि वो उसके अंदर ऐसी दिलचस्पी पैदा करे कि स्टूडेंट खुद उसमें इन्वॉल्व हो गए कि टीचर को दोबारा पढ़ना पड़े कि मैं पढ़ाना है।
The status of a teacher reflects the social culture across our society. It is said that no people can rise above the level of their teachers. So do the students believe that they can do a better job at teaching than their teachers?
हमारे पाकिस्तान के अंदर कोई ऐसा इंस्टीट्यूट नहीं है जहाँ से टीचर्स को तैयार करके मार्केट में भेजा जाए। एक जगह से पढ़ने के बाद अगर टीचर हमें पढ़ाने आता है तो उसकी जो खुदादात सलाहियतें होती हैं, इसकी बुनियाद पर हमें आगे पढ़ा रहा होता है। ये सलाहियत आपके अंदर भी हो सकती है, मेरे अंदर भी हो सकती है, बस थोड़ी सी ग्रूमिंग करने की जरूरत होती है, थोड़ा सा हीरे को तराशना पड़ता है, उसके बाद फिर पढ़ाया जा सकता है, क्योंकि मुश्किल काम नहीं है।
Because we think that he is not, actually the thing is that when there is a qualified teacher, he teaches, in his own way. He doesn't get down to the level of the students. So being a student, I feel that he has got the knowledge, but he is not comprehending or he is not giving the knowledge in that particular way. I think that if I had that kind of knowledge, then I would have been able to just comprehend or give it to the students in a better way. Coming down to the level of students. That's the basic thing.
I will not talk about any of my friends. I think even I can do a lot better than many of my teachers, because since my first semester I have been teaching to my class fellows and I have been with them doing group studies and many things, and they have claimed that they can understand me far better than my teachers. So I think that in teaching the main thing is to understand your student, and you should know what is his problem and what is his main problem. I mean, why he is not grasping that thing. If you understand that thing, then everything is easy.
Teachers are expected to become a role model for his student. He should be super selective, effective and efficient for the changing needs and challenging problems of this society. So, do you want to become a teacher?
Well, to be very honest, I am a teacher right now. I'm teaching some subjects low levels, and I've always been, my parents, they have also been teacher. My mother is a teacher. So, and I regard this profession because I think that there is, good reputation, and there is something, learning perspective is also in there. When I go on teach the subjects which I already had, gone through, I came to know that there are many other aspects which I was unaware when I was a student. So teaching is not just a profession in which you are just going to tell others about the teaching, or you just go on and tell some knowledge about the subject. It's an ongoing process. It's not only just create some betterment in the student, it also creates some betterment in your own self. So that's why I think it's a good profession.
Actually, I don't know, because I don't think that I could be a good teacher. Yes, I could teach them for money or something if I don't have anything else, but when you talk about teaching, you have to be very much motivated and you have to put your dedication at this time. I don't feel like that.
not very interested in becoming a teacher. Actually, I don't think I have enough skills to teach or satisfy the students. I think I can do professional jobs there.
Such test for teachers, and that is the problem Pakistan faces today. Because if you have to become a teacher in Canada, for instance, you really have to go through a lot to actually become a teacher and to be qualified as a teacher. To be qualified as a bachelor's in, for instance, textiles is okay, but to be qualified as a teacher is an entirely different thing. So that is the only thing that we lack today in this country, but there should be such a thing. So we have qualified teachers, so you don't at least growing this generation, right?
ये हमारे मुल्क पाकिस्तान के जहाँ बेशुमार सलाहियतें होने के बावजूद सलाहियतें नहीं हैं, एक अलमिया भी है और हर चीज़ को तैयार करने का एक क्राइटेरिया होता है, तभी हम कोई चीज़ बेहतर कर सकते हैं। अगर आपके पेपर्स को चेक करने का क्राइटेरिया CGP है, GP है, इसी तरह फौजियों को तैयार करने के लिए CSS काकुल अकेडमी है, वहाँ पे तैयार करने भेजा जाता है। लेकिन फिर भी अगर हम इस मुल्क पे थोड़ा सा गौर करें तो हमें ये चीज़ नज़र आती है कि बेशक हमारे मुल्क के अंदर कोई ऐसी चीज़ नहीं है जहाँ पर हम टीचर्स को तैयार कर सकें, भेज सकें, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी हमारे मुल्क के अंदर ऐसे टीचर्स मौजूद हैं जिन पे हम बिलाखिर बेसाख्ता के होते हैं यार। लेकिन इसमें फिर भी सोचने वाली बात यह है कि हमें कोई ऐसा इंस्टीट्यूट बनाना चाहिए।
Well, I think this is a very valid point Murida raised, and I do think that this type of criteria should be taken in selecting teachers, so that we could make sure that our future generation is in the right hands, and the teachers who are teaching us, these students, are up to the mark and up to the level that they could raise such children.
Nothing is going to change
if we keep expecting
from the government.
We are the ones rightly equipped to bring a change.
We students are the future generation that can
make the government bring the change we want them to do.
It's our right to get the best teachers.
So demand it.
Y no te deja quieta, nena. ¿Quién puede parar eso que al bailar de